Hi guys, very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the video number 209 and this is Ajay. As usual, in this video also I'm going to actually tell you something very unique about the Excel VBA, and in this particular video I'm going to talk about how to set up the macros on auto run mode. So basically what we are going to do is we're going to set up the particular time, and on that particular time your machine should run your macro on the auto mode. So basically you don't have to click anywhere and your macro is not going to wait for you, right? I was just through actually with the video number 208 where I have talked about this, how to set up the macros on the auto scheduler mode, right? So go and watch that video as well. It's basically the video on the how to send the emails using this kind of a data, and there we actually learned that how you can send the different ranges. Like for example, this particular range if you want to send to the Kim, and this particular range you want to send it to the manager called Ajay, and this particular range you want to send it to the Jayanti Palu, and this particular range you want to send it to the Ritvik Singh. So I mean we have different managers and we want to send them the email, and this so in that video also I have talked about that how to set up the scheduler so that every month on specific date it can actually send out the email. So that is the one tip which I have given, and in that video I have talked about that. In the coming video I'm going to talk about more on this. So there are different basically the options. Now in this video let us first go to the developer tab, and let's go in the Visual Basic, and I'm on the module 2, let's say. Now I'm going to tell you that what exactly we're going to do. Now you see, first of all we're going to use the command called ontime, application.ontime, this one. Okay, I'm going to use this. You can use this is a wonderful option basically. Okay, so now what we want to do is I'm going to write a macro, let's say sub, and then you can give the name of the macro. You can give it a name, let's say auto time start. Okay, any name you can give. Now what you need to do, so let's say in my machine right now it's 1646, so we're going to give it some time, but how you give the time, that is also very important. Now see this, what I want to do is I want to say that dim st, which is start time, okay, as you declare it as a date. Okay, and then you declare it as st equals to you declare this now function. Okay, now function, I hope you know that. If you don't know the now function, now actually returns the current time including the date. Have a look. Right now I'm recording this video and it's the 1st October 2016, and you have a time called 1647. So this is what we exactly going to do here. So now what I'm going to do is when I run this, let me just put the the watch on this to show you what exactly we're going to have here. Now you see that the moment I'm going to start running this code, you have here the same thing which I was telling you, right? Now we don't need basically the date part, we only need the time part. So what you can do is you can use the format option, format, and from this now what you want. So I want that HH, MM, and maybe second. If you want the second part you can keep it, but I'm not gonna keep it, right? Just HH for hour, MM for minute, and SS for seconds, right? Now if you run this, have a look at this. Now there is no date. So the start time when you're going to start this macro, it is going to be the 1648. To this point, this time is going to be recorded in the VBA. What is the next thing we want to do? Now the next thing we want to do is we want to also calculate the another time, which is when my actual macro is going to run. Okay. You got to add the end time as well. So let's declare one more variable, and I'm going to declare it as again date, and use the same end time. So I'll just tell you the logic what exactly we're going to do. So this is going to be the end time. Okay, all right. Now the point is what I'm going to tell you today is application dot the on time is what I'm going to tell you is this application.ontime event, but there is one more beautiful thing which we are going to do, guys, in this code. It's going to be a mixture of a lot of things today. So we're going to I'm going to tell you a command called do event. Okay, this is what I'm going to talk about, do event. Now why we use it? So see, understand this now. So I'm saying that till the time we have this ET, the end time is less than this start time, then keep running the loop and the moment I have this the start time, you know, the greater than this end time, then what should happen is sorry, less than this end time, then what should happen, it should immediately run some macros. So maybe any macro, let's say you want to run this macro, for example. This is the same macro I have prepared. Actually what it does is it runs the Outlook code, okay, and it forms the it sent out the emails. So to give you the understanding, this is what exactly we're going to do. So I'm going to say that do while this st time is less than et time, okay, and loop it. Now in this case what you need to do is, this is what the line you need to write, do event, right? This is just a one single syntax, and that means that it keeps on moving in this loop as long as this start time is less than this et time, okay. Sorry, I think it should be greater than that. And once the start time is going to be less than this et, then here we're going to say that message box, just to explain you that how it is going to work. So I'll say that hello, let's say this is what I'm going to run, okay. Now, and here also you need to write, because every time your end time is going to change. So what you need to do is just copy this line. First we're going to capture it on the top, and then we're going to write in the loop itself, because we want the time should keep on changing, okay. So let me give some indenting here, and there we go. Now what is the first thing I want to do here is I guess the start time you have given here is okay. So one more thing, you don't have to basically provide the start time here because we want the specific time. So what we will do, we're going to use this date value function. You write the time here, okay, and or let me write the time value. Actually it's the time value function, because we want the time value. All right, so now my machine says it's 5:21. Okay, so let's say we want to run it 17. In the code you will write 17 hour 22 and 30 seconds. Okay, now this is the time which we have noted, and you have to make the same format. So I'm going to write here colon seconds as well. Okay, there we go. Now let's just run this in my right now computer. The time is 17:21, so let's go ahead and run this. Now look at this, guys. You see that the time is noted and the e time is also noted. Let me just put the watch on this e time also. Now you have this e time 17:21 37 seconds, and I have said that you need to run this loop until, you know, till the time this st is greater than et. So you look at this now. This is running. This keeps on running, right? You can see here, and you can see on the watch that I'm changing the time also, because this line, every time this runs, then now is going to give you the current time of the machine, and we are converting it into HHMMSS, right? So there we go. ST start time is already fixed because we are not changing it in the loop anywhere. I have written this ST. So look at this, the loop runs, it keeps on running. There we go. There we go. Right now I'm running it manually, remember. There we go. Look at this, guys. Now the moment this 17:22:31 becomes, it is greater than this 30, so your end time is going to be greater than start time. So ultimately the loop will come out and you can have your macro run, right? Now couple of things, and this is just for your explanation part, but how to set this, because you see here I actually had to run it. So if I had to run it, then obviously this is in the practical situation, this should run itself. This should take care of everything automatically, right? So now in this case, suppose you want to trigger this macro, you want to run this macro, let's say every day at a time called, let me make it 17:25 you want to run this, and you always open this workbook. That is another thing, right? So you just open it and this will remain there as it is. Now I don't want to run this, so what I will do in this entire code, this one, okay, remember the name of this, what I'm going to do in this workbook, whenever I open this workbook, okay, whenever I open this workbook, what I want to do here, the moment I open this workbook, the entire code which I'm talking about, this code, this macro should run. So copy the macro name and what we are going to do here, we are going to write application.ontime. now what is the time? Okay, so you're going to give the time. Now you give the time to run this macro, the macro which we are going to write. So let's say I want to run this macro at 17:27:00 seconds. Okay, don't forget to write this within the quotes. Now you close this. Now the next parameter is procedural string. Now you know procedure, what does that mean? Obviously, I mean, I have told this many times in a lot of videos that procedure means your macro name, the sub. So macro name is, we already know that this is the auto time start. Latest time you don't want to write in, I will not write it. It's just that just in case if your macro is busy, you are already running some macro and it is actually running something, then latest time means you can give the extra buffer, that if your system is busy for some reasons and that macro is already going on, then maximum how much time you would like to wait for your macro to run, right? So we are not in that situation, so I'll just keep it simple. Now actually what will happen when you're going to run this workbook, when you're going to open this workbook, automatically this line will be VBA is going to capture this line in this workbook. Okay, and it will see that whenever the time we have this 17:27, this is going to run this macro, and this macro is we have written here, right? So let us do one thing. Let's keep this 27 only, and here what I'm going to do is because remember this means that at 5:27 p.m. this macro is going to run, but in this macro what is happening, that's an entirely separate thing, right? So we will say that in this macro what we will do, just after 10 seconds to this macro when it is going to run, okay, or maybe I can say, let's say 30 seconds, this macro should run, and this macro should run, and the moment this time gets greater than this time, you want to further run something else. Okay, so maybe let's say you want to open some workbook. Okay, so what you can do, I can see this, maybe I can create some workbook, let's say here. Let me just create some workbook here, and we're going to save it by the name test. Let's say the test one I want to save it, so we're going to write here in the desktop test. Let me save this, close the file. So let's go to the property window because I want to open it, so we're going to capture the complete path. So I select this security path, okay, and here in the message box, instead of the message box, what we want to do is I want to write the workbook. I want to open the workbook. So this is how you write workbooks.open. Okay, and I write the complete part within the quotes, right? So now let's do one thing. The time is right now is 27, so let me make it let's say 28:30 second, and this is what the macro should run exactly at 28. Okay, now let's just close this. Let me close this, and we're going to open this quickly. So let's just open this file. All right, now let's just see that what is going to happen. Right now you see that this is a blank Excel. It's 17:27 right now, and let's see what is going to happen now. So the event must be running there, and it will wait for the time when we will have the 17:27. I think 30 seconds. I think this is what we use, right? So let's just wait for it. You will have to be a little patient with me because I know it looks very awkward when I'm not going to speak anything. I'm not going to show any activity, but we can't actually do anything in this, so just be there. It's 17:28 right now, and I'll wait for 30 seconds more. Oh, there we go, guys. There we go. Did you see that? Wow. Right. It popped up as a surprise, right? So, and this way, you can actually get this thing done. Okay. So, well, you can even, sort of, you can write something, in this, let's say, you know, I want to give it a surprise kind of this happy birthday, let's say. I just thought so. I mean, why don't you make this Excel little funny, you know, and so you can get this pop-up also done on your husband or your, you know, wife's, I mean, whosoever is using your PC and your family member, you know, you can surprise them by, you know, sort of giving this kind of a pop-up, right? So let's just close this, and let's go back to this. So now you saw that what exactly happened, right? So let me just do this once again, and right now I'm going to make it 30 and 30 seconds, and right now it's 17:29, and we're going to run this exactly at 30, and I'm going to run this on the 10th. Okay, there we go. Let me just close this. You will have to open once this file, so I'm going to open the file, which is this file. Okay, there we go. So just tell your, you know, family members that please just keep it on here, right? Maybe you can minimize it, right? And don't, I mean, tell them anything. So now 17:30 is done, so let's just wait for, I think, 30 seconds more, and we should have a pop-up coming out through this. In my previous video, I talked about the scheduler option, which is available in the Windows. It comes with the task scheduler. So that option is also a very good option. It automatically opens the Excel file. Like in this case, you have to open the Excel. You need to keep this open, and this, from this Excel, the another Excel will be called. Oh, there we go, guys. So you see that you get this pop-up, right? And so anyways, that was just for fun. So now you understand that this is the on key event. This really works wonderful, right? This basically sets up the time that which macro is supposed to run at which time, right? And then further in the macro, right now I have provided the condition, but what if you don't want to provide the condition? That is also something you can do. For example, if I just write this sub id, this is a macro which I have prepared. This is going to send out the emails. Now if you set up this thing, let's say id, okay, and I set up this time as just going to take 32, and let's say at 17:32 10 seconds this macro should run. So let me just close this, and let's just open this again. Okay, so I have opened it. Now let us wait what exactly is going to happen. So the macro which I have now used in this application.ontime, that is going to send out the emails, right? I was just actually through with the video number 208, and I have talked about that macro. It's a wonderful coding which we have done. It's actually connecting the Outlook, it's with the Excel, you know, and sending out the emails to all the managers one by one, and also taking care of their particular data. In your data you have a lot of managers, and so it's picking up only for one particular manager data, and, you know, sending out that email. Basically that is what exactly we have done. Okay, so there we go, guys. Look at this. It started working, right? Can you see that? Okay, yeah, it's working. See, the emails are getting drafted. Wow, it looks like you know, there's some firework going on in the sky. That's amazing, right? So you see that these all emails are drafted basically. If you want to see how we did that, please watch the previous video. Okay, the video number, I guess it's 208 video, and you can see that in the playlist where we have this playlist called Excel VBA connecting Outlook with the Excel, right? So I hope you enjoyed all this, you know, the tricks I have told you today, and this is the trick, and then this is the important line, and that's it, right? So I wish that now you can go ahead and use them in your office. And if you are watching this channel, my video for the first time, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and you can watch all those amazing 209 videos on my channel. They are all on the Excel VBA, MS Access VBA, because I have just a simple one aim, that I want to make you awesome. I want to make you awesome in all the things, right? So I'm signing off, and I'll be back with some another exciting stuff. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye bye.